Mom, I gave your house to Jessica's parents. I thought you were gonna die.
You gave away my home while I was in a coma?
It was empty. Someone had to use it.
So when I wake up, where am I supposed to live?
You can find somewhere else, Emily.
Let's not make this harder than it needs to be.
I heard everything, even while I was unconscious.
What do you mean you heard everything?
And now you're gonna leave this room.
I woke up from a coma after 6 months, and the first thing my son said to me was, "Not thank God you are alive, but Mom, I gave your house to my in-laws because I thought you were going to die." Those words hit harder than the stroke itself, and as I lay there, weak, confused, and barely able to move, I realized my life had been taken while I was unconscious. My name is Emily Parker. I am 60 years old, and that house was built with my own hands. After years of cleaning houses, selling food, and raising my son alone after my husband died at work. That house was my dignity, my memories, and the proof that sacrifice mattered. My son stood at the foot of the hospital bed, arms crossed, eyes avoiding mine, while his wife stayed by the door scrolling her phone, and I whispered, "Michael, what are you talking about?" And he answered flatly, "Jessica and I let her parents move in. It was empty anyway." Then Jessica finally looked up and said calmly, "You can find somewhere else to live." Emily and something inside me cracked, but it was not anger. It was clarity. Because while my body had been asleep, my mind had heard everything. How they discussed my house, how they assumed I would never wake up, how they signed papers without my consent. I closed my eyes and said quietly, "I understand." And Michael looked relieved, thinking I was giving in. But when I opened them again, I said I heard everything during the coma, and now you will leave this room until I call you back days later with the help of a lawyer. I learned the truth. My son had no legal right to give away my house, and the documents they used were forged. An eviction order was issued, and when the officer knocked on my door, my in-laws stood there shocked, packing their things, while Jessica shouted at my son, "This is your fault. You chose her over us." And Michael whispered, "Mom, please stop this. They have nowhere to go." And I answered calmly, "I had nowhere to go either when I woke up, and you told me to find another place to live when they finally left." I walked into my home and saw my furniture shoved into a shed, my walls repainted, my apple tree cut back, and I cried not from weakness, but from grief for the son I thought I had raised later. Michael came to me shaking and said, "I am sorry, Mom. I did not know how to say no," and I looked him in the eyes and replied, "I forgive you, but forgiveness does not mean trust, and it does not mean I will ever allow this again." I changed my will, I set boundaries, and I rebuilt my home piece by piece just like before, because survival taught me one thing: dignity is not something anyone can take unless you let